This is the Tribal Root Studio once again, and my name is Alina Zahir, broadcasting from Ishaka, Bushenyi, Uganda, inside the Tribal Roots Studio. And today we have an important guest, a young brother from Nairobi, Kenya. This young brother, I've known him for quite some time, and as much as I know, he's very energetic. He's a writer, he's a lawyer, and he's a farmer. He may be so many other things that I haven't talked about. So I will allow him to introduce himself to our viewers. And our viewers, wherever you're watching from, you are welcome to this very show where we talk about what's happening in different parts of the world and how we can learn from all the events that are happening, what we call geopolitics. So my brother, I would like to invite you to introduce yourself to our viewers tonight.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Isa Zimba, a human rights activist from Kenya. On the situation in Crimea, from my own point of view, I look at it as American expansionism, whereby they are trying to spread their influence in the eastern part of Europe just before Russia does it. It is also a projection of the Cold War, which, as they say, officially ended in 1991. But the hostilities between the two nations, the two warring nations between Russia and America, is still visible today. That's my first point. Second point is that I look at it as former USSR member countries, which were part of the Greater Russia before its collapse in 1991, which are trying to reunite back to the Greater Russia, at least for survival and economic benefits and security. Because if you look at it in more depth, the European tribes, out of the around 120 Russian tribes who live within modern day Russia, are the same tribes who live in former USSR countries like Austria, Moldova, Romania, Hungary, all those small countries, Slavic countries.
Thank you.
But one more point, please. If it will escalate to an all-out war, at least the whole world can see America is in someone else's doorstep. It is not Russia who is the aggressor towards neighboring nations in the West, but it is America who is taking her aggression towards Russia. But so the mainstream media, at least I can see, they're all blaming Vladimir Putin, they are blaming Russians, but independent times can see very well who is the aggressor.
Thank you so much. Why do you think Russia is important for America, the European Union, and NATO? What would be the interest of the three that I have mentioned in trying to aggress onto Russia?
Let me begin with NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which which is formed by 27 member states, states which are still part of the European Union. So Ukraine hasn't, well, as far as I know, from the information I've gathered from different sources, Ukraine has not yet officially joined the NATO organization, military organization for self-defense. So they are trying, the stakeholders are trying at least to first I'm speculating that they're trying to first get Ukraine into NATO, and then being a signatory member will automatically exclude Ukraine from joining the Greater Russia.
So we are looking at different events happening in Russia, and I think a few hours ago we have heard that President Putin is overseeing military nuclear drills, and they are doing drills on nuclear weapons. What do you think? What do you think is the reason behind that? Should we have to worry, or is that just politics?
During war, there are so many opportunities to try to come in with their propaganda. Because from my own outlook, most wars are usually economically motivated. Where there's no money, where there's no resources, rarely can there be war. So, threatening to detonate a nuclear weapon, I mean, it would be foolish from my own point of view, because we'll have destroyed both the people and the resources, and at last you get nothing out of it. When it's a threat, it's just a threat.
It's just a threat. That's what you think. Boris Johnson expressed his fears, saying that he really believes that Russia is going to attack Ukraine. The President Joe Biden, I think, has really expressed his frustration. And we have seen several other figures coming out saying they really think Putin is going to attack Ukraine. So why do you think we shouldn't have to trust those leaders? Why would they have to all express their fears, frustrations about what is likely to happen in what everyone is calling World War III?
That's hypocrisy. I call it hypocrisy because the United Kingdom, through the office of Boris Johnson, they first attacked Russia through what do you call it? Through sanctions, economic sanctions, and then Russia was just responding to the sanctions when they felt they'd been pushed to the end. So who attacked the other part? I've never heard of any news or any facts where Russia has imposed any form of sanction. Was Britain, any EU country, member country, or America itself? It's always America pushing the sanctions. words to words are both real and perceived enemies.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think is the reason why America and NATO would like to have dominion over Ukraine? What is it about Ukraine that has all these nations putting their tentacles around Ukraine jealously?
I beg your question again.
Why are these nations interested in Ukraine? Why do they have military presence in Ukraine? Why are they trying to make sure Ukraine doesn't join Russia?
You see, as I said earlier, most of the tribes, both Christian, Islam like the Tatars of Ukraine, they live on both sides, on the side of Ukraine and on the western part of Russia. From recent statistics, it was revealed that an estimated 50% of Ukrainians would like to join the Greater Russia. And we do have American puppets within Ukraine who would want American dominance and to maintain the independence of Ukraine. So, between the two, whoever wins, between those wishing to join the Greater Russia, those wishing to maintain Ukrainian independence, it will have effect on the geopolitics of that whole region. It will be like a copycat phenomenon. It will be like a copycat phenomenon. Once Ukraine wins to join Russia, Austria too will want to join Russia, Moldova will want to join Russia, Romania will want to join Russia, and America will be the biggest loser here. They will not be having trading partners from that region.
I see. So,
yeah.
Do you really think there is a war coming?
It's dangerous. No, it's dangerous to begin a war in such a militarily sophisticated world. It's not like in ancient times whereby if you wanted to crush an army of 10,000, you need other 10,000 armies from your side for you to do the job. But here we have machines, automatic machines. Just one man, one army officer can crush hundreds of thousands just one reason. It's very dangerous to start an all-out war. You can talk of an economic war, a geopolitical war, but any military action, any aggressive military action will be dangerous to humanity. Well, I don't see it coming.
Really?
For me.
Okay.
I don't see it coming.
Okay, yes, Aisa, thank you so much, Aisa Zemba. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still with our brother Aisa Zemba from Kenya. He is a lawyer, human rights activist. He's a writer, and you can check out his writings on the Egret blogspot. And he's also a farmer, and you can really trust that these are the young minds of Africa who are really trying to make sense of what is happening in the world and also advise us as people on what to do, what to think, and how to go about whatever we must do as leaders. So, Brother Isa, do you really think Africa has anything to learn from whatever is happening between Russia and the other greater nations of the West? Do you have Africa has anything to lose? Do you think Africa has anything to learn?
Yes, at least African countries. Okay, so far I've seen them learning about America's hypocrisy, America's foreign policy. America's foreign policy was purposely formulated to ensure a continuous flow of resources from the third countries, protection of mutual interest still from third countries and veto powers, and checking of balance of power between nations, without to ensure that there's no nation overrunning any other nation, however powerful it could be. And then some of those policies were formed under the principles of mutual respect, non-aggression, and mutual benefits. If you look at if you look on the non-aggression part, America so far has invaded 58 independent sovereign nations after the Second World War. When it comes to mutual respect, to mutual benefit, whenever America is gaining something for the third countries, people are dying of hunger. There is so much insufficiency. There is no infrastructure. The aid, the foreign aid they do provide, it doesn't even reach the intended population. So on non-aggression, America has broken the law, the most aggressive nation here on earth. If you look at the mutual benefit, the benefit is not mutual, it's somehow imperialistic. Not even somehow, it's not imperialistic. At least in African countries, there'll be a very big effect. And I hope we observe this at the United Nations General Assembly next, which will become. And you see our leaders' comments.
Okay.
It's visible in the, and from that, there have been complaints in the National Court of Justice, whereby America is not a signatory, about revisiting and doing something about human rights abuse, invasions, and interference of other sovereign nations' domestic affairs. The conversation between the victims and the abusers, the Western abusers, has become like dialogue between a bad man and a dumb person. There's no communication in between. And since human mind can never bear misery, when people have gone as far as picking arms to fight America, any American puppet, and her allies. As you have seen in Iran, as you have seen in Iraq, as you have seen in Afghanistan, as you've seen happening in Mali, because the dialogue table automatically it's practically dysfunctional, it's biased, and there's no room for the victims to express themselves. So they've gone to the far right, pick weapons, and fight American allies. Well, I'm not a fan of war. I'm not a fan of violence. But you have to defend your integrity as a human being, by all means.
Mm-hmm.
At least, after diplomatic talks fail, after resilience fail, patience got limits. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aissa, and our viewers would like to thank you for keeping up with us. This is the Tribal Root Studio. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. There's a lot coming. We have also programs in different fields. This is geopolitics today, and we also have programs in health, agriculture, and culture. We also have programs in innovation and entrepreneurship. Tribal Root Studio is about empowering people, especially on the African continent, to become central to solving most of the challenges we face and we have been facing. And our ideology is that youth should be at the center of all of this, while we also ensure and enforce that technology is the only way we shall change the narratives. We are so thrilled to have young people like Aissa Zemba, a young man from Kenya, trying to make sense of the situation between the West and Russia currently, and what Africans, and especially young Africans, can learn from. He's told us that we don't really need to be excited and to also think that whatever is being said or being peddled in the media means so much. I think he means to say we already have so much to deal with and to pay attention to than to give our energy to the metrics and to propaganda peddled by those in power. He's talked about a range of issues, and I hope you have something to learn. If you really would like to participate, and if you have a suggestion, you can go in the comment section, leave your comment there. If you'd like Aissa Zemba to come back on the show, please say so and we'll bring him back. Aissa Zemba, thank you for your time today. And I would like you to give us the closing remarks. Any closing remarks from the Russia situation? It sounds like you are telling us that what we learned from all of these is that America is doing it again as it has done before in different countries. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, my closing remarks will be for America to kindly come to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Kindly come to the table.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Aissa. We meet again whenever you can. We'll be ready and happy to have you once again. And I wish you the best peace, love, and blessings. Greet our brothers and sisters in Kenya. We'll see you.